A new day means a new AI software creation app. This is getting quite interesting as we are really seeing a lot of devs pushing and revolutionizing the way apps are created through autonomous AI models that can output a whole software, such as apps we covered on this channel like GPT Engineer, DevOps GPT, GPT Pilot, and so many more from one single prompt. Now this is where I introduce ChatDev. This is a virtual software company that operates through various intelligent agents, which holds up as different roles. And through these roles, the agents within ChatDev collaborate by participating in specialized functional groups to output your software, whether it's a task related to designing, coding, web apps, documentation, testing, and so much more. Now, the primary objective of ChatDev is to offer an easy to use, highly customizable, as well as an extendable framework which is based on larger language models, and it serves as a type of scenario for studying collective intelligence. Now just take a look at these examples of what ChatDev is actually able to output. Now with the GPT 3.5 model, we can see that there's multiple different types of softwares in different ranges being outputted from ChatDev. We can see there's a simple website that was created in which you can actually take a look at. Click on this, go on to the GitHub repo, and it will give you the whole script as well as the log as to how it was actually able to create this. We can see that there is a Flappy Birds game that was created. If you scroll down, there's Pixel Craft, which is designing a certain type of art. You can see there's a password generator application being created and so much more. And it just goes to show that this actual application is able to output fully functional software from one single prompt, like many of the other apps. But you might be wondering, what's the reason to use ChatDev when you have so many other apps that do the same thing? And this is what I'm going to be explaining later on in the video as to the approach that ChatDev does to accomplish this, as well as not requiring certain things to accomplish that single prompt creation of a software. Now throughout today's video, we're going to be going straight into showing you how to install ChatDev, talking a little bit more about the framework, as well as some of the features. So with that thought, let's get right into the video. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video at the World of AI. As I talked about at the start, we're going to be taking a look at ChatDev more in depth, as well as showcasing how to install it, as this is an amazing application that serves and stands as a virtual software company, and it's basically something that can output a fully functional software from a single prompt. It's also known as a communicative agent for software development, and the reason for that is because it assigns many of the tasks to multiple agents within the application to accomplish your primary objective that is given from the single input. Now this is very easy to use and it has a really friendly interface, which we'll check out later on in the video. So with that thought, let's get right into the video and showcase how to actually install this. Now I'll leave all the links in the description below so you can access it fairly easily. Now first things first, you're going to need a couple applications before you can actually install ChatDev. Firstly, you'll need Git, which is an application that will help you clone the repository onto your desktop. Secondly, you'll need Python as your code editor. Thirdly, you'll need Conda, and this is going to be your package manager, which will help you unpack as well as source the packages that are needed. Lastly, you'll need to provide an API key from OpenAI to utilize the GPT 3.5 model to make the software functional. So once you have these 4 apps ready, or not 3 of the apps ready, as well as the API key, we can move forward. Things first, what you need to do is open up command prompt. Now once you have this open up, clone the repository by copying this code, git clone and the repository link. Now you can paste it into the command prompt, click enter, and this will start cloning the ChatDev repository onto your desktop. So this might take a couple seconds, but once this is done, I'll be right back. Now guys, once it has finished cloning, what you need to do is set up the Python environment by utilizing Conda, and it says ensure that you have version 3.9 of Python or higher in the Python environment. So what you need to do is create this environment, and this is going to activate this environment using the following command, which replaces ChatDev conda n file. So what you need to do first, copy this command over here, go into command prompt, click enter, and this will start creating the environment that is needed for ChatDev. So this might take a couple of minutes, but once this is done, I'll be right back. Now once this has finished creating the environment, you need to activate it, and this is by copying conda activate, pasting it into your command prompt, and clicking enter. Now this is going to be fairly short, but once you have finished setting it and activating the conda environment, you need to install the dependencies. So you need to go into the ChatDev file, which is by copying this command over here, clicking enter, and once you're in ChatDev file, you can start installing the requirements that are needed for this application. So this will be taking another roughly 1 or 2 minutes, and once this is done, I'll be right back. Now, what you need to do next is set your OpenAI API key, and there's 2 commands to do this. If you're on Windows, you can obviously just paste this command with your API key in over here, and if you're on Mac, you can put in this command over here in your command prompt. Now, this is also for Linux as well. So once you have this set, we can get to the next step of the video where we can start building our software. Now, once you have set your API key, you can start building your software, and this is with this command over here, in which you just need to replace the description of your idea, and this is where you input what you want your software to be, and this is by giving the description of the software. So in this case, if you want to build a certain type of ping pong game, you can say create me a ping pong game with XYZ color or whatever you want. It could be quite descriptive, or it could be a couple sentences, or even like a couple words. Now, once this is done, you can set the project name to whatever you like, and once you have finished inputting whatever description that you want or the project name, you can then copy this exact code and paste it into your command prompt. Now, once this is done, you can run the software, and this is by accessing the software through the warehouse directory, and this is by going into CD warehouse and going through the different types of projects that you have created and clicking enter, and you can start up the whole file by typing in python3 main.py, and that's easy as that, and that's how you can install this application. Now, let's quickly just go over a small little demo. We can see over here you're able to develop and host it off your local host, as we can see in this demo right here. And if you go on a little bit later into the video, you're able to play around with the different types of generation with ChatDev. So in this case, you can see there it simulates the communicative agents, and we can see that you have the CEO as well as different types of agents focusing on different things. I know this is just an image, but it's quite cool, which shows the representation, and it gives you a step-by-step chat replay of what is happening and how it's actually going to create your software. And this is something that is very unique, as it gives, you can even see like with the different roles, you have the chief technology officer, and it tells you what it's doing and how it's creating it, and there's different agents within the software helping you create. Now, we can see with this command, once you're in the warehouse, you can open whatever game or whatever software that you have created by typing in the software, and you can see right here it outputs the simple ping pong game that they had created from the single prompt, and this was done within like a couple of minutes, and it just shows that AI is definitely revolutionizing as the days go forward, and people are becoming smarter and developing such great tech, and that helps you create such softwares in like a couple minutes. And this is something that you can see, as we saw at the start of the video. You're able to create a calculator with bottom icons, sorry, not button, generated by agents. You're able to see different games being created like Flappy Bird. You have a simple website being created, a budget control, pixel runner, ping pong games. You have a painter, which is quite unique, as I haven't seen this, and you're able to create different types of pixel art. You have a maze generator, password generator, and you can see some of these are just created by like basic contributors that are utilizing this app. But if you go forward, there's actually people who have been creating complex applications with this that have been added on to their current software. So it just goes to show that you can utilize this app to build off of other types of apps, and this is by implementing the code that's generated from this to help you out with whatever you're trying to create. And the list just goes on, and you can see there's so much that people have been able to create with this application. Now, let's just talk a little bit more about the features, and we'll then conclude this video off. Now, some of the cool features with this application is that you're able to work with not just one agent, but you have multiple agents accomplishing whatever goal that you have given it. In this case, it focuses on different types of tasks, which we talked about at the start. You have designing, coding, testing, documentation, working with different files, and so much more. Now, one great thing about this application is that it has a customizable framework, in which it offers customizable frameworks to allow you as a user to tailor the software development to a specific need. So like, say we saw at the start of the video in the demo, you're able to basically chat alongside with the different types of roles that are given, such as the CEO, the CTO, as well as the programmers, testers, and so much more. You're able to chat with each and every one of them individually, which basically allows you to customize the framework even further compared to many of these other apps, which is why I prefer this application in certain cases, because you're able to have that customizable framework. You're able to work on each aspect more thoroughly, which allows you to give you a better output of a software. Now, another feature is that it's quite easy to use. I showcase how to download it. You just need to open it up on your local host and you're able to start playing around with this ChatDev application. And in terms of the language models, currently you're only allowed to use GPT 3.5. I hope that in the future they allow you to use GPT 4 as well as other types of models. I'm not too sure how to input it into this application, but there probably is a way in which you can add on and input different types of large language models. So if you do know how to do that, definitely let me know in the comment section below or in our Discord. And that basically concludes today's video, guys. This is an amazing application in which you can output a fully functional software. So I highly recommend that you check this out and you get some sort of idea as to what they're trying to accomplish with ChatDev.